Hey guys, Jesse here, and today I've got a new bass. Well, sort of new. I've had this bass actually for a couple weeks, and I was going to do a video on it when I got it, but I had some stuff going on, practice and such, and I honestly wanted to get used to it and actually play it for a bit because, to be honest, I didn't know exactly what to think of it when I got it. But anyways, this is a Reverend Dub King. It is a short scale bass, and it's super cool, semi hollow, and this one I believe was from 2014, and it is in rock orange, as you can see. So it's kind of interesting because I think a lot of the rock orange Dub Kings that you see out there are like completely orange all the way on the back. But this particular one, I guess it's just rock orange on the front. I don't exactly know why. The only other kind of video, even photo evidence I've been able to find was this German guy on YouTube giving a sound demonstration on it from when this came out, like 2014, 2012. But otherwise, it's hard to find any sort of catalog on the colors that this came out in during that time. So like I said, almost all the rock orange ones you see are completely rock orange and not orange here and then black on the other sides, but whatever. I really like it. Mine is actually slightly faded. I'll post a picture, but this orange is a lot darker than the true color. I took off the pick guard to do some just cleaning of it and noticed that the orange was far more orange than the majority of it. The binding is also supposed to be white, and it's more like cigarette stained yellow, which is kind of gross, but I don't think it's actually cigarettes because this thing came very clean. It came very well packed. I bought it off of Reverb for $850. I think they retail new for $1,200 now. Not sure what they retailed for back in the day, but in any case, I thought it was a pretty good deal. As soon as I saw it listed on there, I snatched it right away because I've been wanting to get into Reverend guitars and their basses. My vocalist right now swears by Reverend guitars. It's like the only thing he plays. And having played some of his guitars and some of his basses that he has, they are extremely nice guitars. So I figured I'd start to get into them. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Reverend, they're not exactly a small brand. They're now like really up and coming, which is reflected in their price, although I will say after having this for a while and playing other Reverend guitars, they're well worth the price. They started in Detroit, which is around the area I'm from. And so I figured it'd be kind of a cool sort of heritage thing to have a Reverend bass finally. The cool thing about this particular one is they've been making them in Korea for a very long time. I think it's pretty hard to find a made in US one, but for a long time they were still located in Detroit, and the guitars would be made in Korea, then set up in Detroit, and then shipped out. From what I've seen on the year, they moved to Toledo, I think around 2016, 2015. I could be wrong. I'm not that well versed in Reverend. My vocalist definitely knows more. But just double checking, this was definitely one that was set up in Detroit, which I think is super cool. And the coolest thing about Reverends, in my opinion, is that they personally sign the serial number and the guy who sets it up. So, anyways, a little bit about the specs here. It's a Karina body, which I think they're all Karina bodies, which is also known as white limba. So it's very light. And then it's a 5-piece maple and walnut neck. Now, I can't confirm it with this neck in particular because it's painted black, but on many Reverend guitars, you can actually see the layers, and they're all like that. They're all 5-piece. So maple, walnut, it's all good. The fretboard, I believe, is rosewood on this guy. I don't know what they are now. And then the frets are like mega jumbo frets. I don't know the official fret size of these, but these are the biggest, fattest bass frets I think I've ever had. It took a bit to get used to, but it wasn't anything too weird once I got used to it. The guy shipped it with flats, and I also put flats on this. I think flats usually suit short scale basses more. That being said, this bass is still pretty bright, which is nice because it's kind of what I wanted. The main reason why I wanted, maybe not Reverend bass in particular, but I wanted a big fat humbucker in the bridge position, like the Music Man sweet spot right here. And when I saw this online, well, while researching Reverend and stuff, and saw that they made a short scale with that there, and it's a semi-hollow, like it kind of checked all the boxes for me of like kind of the last bass category I was trying to fill in my collection. Anyways, it's got what they call a thick brick pickup here and a split brick pickup here. All the way up against the neck. So I think the idea is this is supposed to be more of a mudbucker, but to be honest, it sounds a lot better. This bass overall sounds amazing. So you've got volume, tone, nothing too crazy, and then you have a pickup selector here, or a blend, I should say. Not my favorite thing. I usually like separate volumes, and you'll see why. Mainly because what if I want this at 100%, but this at 20%? You know, you can't really get that. Like once I put it there, this is going to be at like 20, and you know that's going to be at like 80. So not as much control as I would usually like, but it's not a big deal. There is also one, as I alluded to, there's a caveat with this pickup blend that I'll talk about later. But anyways, let's just fucking play it. Oh, one more thing, the tuners, they use Hipshot lightweight tuners now. These seem to be whatever in-house ones they had at the time. So they're okay. They're not like the highest quality thing ever, but they're not terrible. But I do think I will upgrade those in the future. But anyways, let's play this thing. So this is completely flat. I've got it into my pedal board. I'll put on compression and a preamp later, but let's just play it. So what you heard earlier was the bridge pickup with tone and volume full. So here's with tone off. About 50%. Really nice balance, I think, between like that honky jazz bass thing and then your full humbucker thing. So, and it mainly has to do with the position. So I'm actually going to put it to the front pickup first, the neck pickup, and then we'll talk about the middle position. So here it is, tone all the way. Big fat sound. Again, very clear though. Like not as muddy as a mudbucker is probably expected to be. But once I roll off the tone, hear the ceiling shaking. It's really cool. But yeah, this bass sounds crazy good. The balance on it's okay. As you can see, it's a little neck divey, which it's not the worst ever. I mean, I'm a fucking Thunderbird, so can't really be complaining about neck dive. But most Reverend basses, well, most Reverend guitars, I think it's kind of funny, and it's like very indicative of being designed in Detroit, because very focused on functionality over form in many ways. They're all kind of, I don't know, I'm still in a love-hate relationship with the way I think Reverend guitars look. They definitely look unique, but in many ways I feel like they're kind of oblong and stretched kind of weird. I've grown to like them, but my first impression is always like, that's maybe a little ugly. But the point I'm trying to say is they're ugly for a bit of a reason, and it all has to do with balance. The Mercalli, I think it's called, and the Thunder Gun that I've played, they're perfectly balanced. I mean, the strap button is right over the 12th fret, and it's just like you could bounce it on your finger. I'm not even exaggerating there. They're that well balanced. This one, because of its shape, single cut and everything, has to give up a little bit of that balance. But because it's so light, due to the materials, it's not really a problem when it's on a strap. What is a problem, for me personally, is that there's no comfort contour. I didn't really consider this when looking at this and kind of slab body guitars. I kind of underestimated how sharp that edge is when you're playing, especially standing up. In resting position, you can rest, or in sitting position, you can rest your forearm here pretty fine, and it's okay. But when you're standing, it's kind of at a pretty harsh angle, so I have to kind of adjust myself when I'm playing standing up, but no big deal. But yeah, let's talk about this pickup blend. So one more time, just quick, I'll give you the neck and I'll give you the bridge. So neck, right? Bridge. Here's both of them. You hear that? It gets significantly quieter. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it has to do with the blend, their circuitry in here, the pickups themselves. I have no idea. But I would say you lose a solid like 5 or 7 dB just from going from one pickup to the middle. Now, the middle tone is amazing. I mean, again, every position in this just sounds great, but just keep that in mind that if you are going to be doing a lot of switching on your pickups during a set or something, you might have to actually adjust the volume on your amp itself, which will piss off the sound guys. So, yeah, I don't know. That's weird. It happens on all Reverend basses. All my vocalist basses, his Reverends do that. When I went to a Reverend dealer and tried their new like 2024, 2025 basses, they also did that. So it must be on purpose. It's just too significant to ignore. So I don't know what it is. Nice thing about these pickups as well is they're pretty quiet. You can maybe hear a slight hum from this one, but if I go to the neck, it's like there's just nothing. They're just completely dead quiet, which is great. But the biggest reason why I wanted this bass was, well, for some slap with this big fat humbucker in the bridge position. It's like in that music band position, like I said. So still working on my slap, so you know. But it sounds great, and even with flats, it's really bright and lively, and I love it. If I throw some compression and some preamp settings on, I've got mids and bass boosted and treble at 12. It's gonna sound great, So. Not much else to say. I like it a lot. I don't know if I'd call this a proper review, but I've taken it out to some rehearsals and some open mics and stuff, and I really like it. It's comfortable to play. It's a short scale. It's really easy, and it just sounds great. And it's super unique. I mean, Reverend. This is the thing I like about, or this is the thing I think about when I'm buying guitars. Is I'm not a huge fan of the FSO, the Fender shaped object, or even the GBO, the Gibson, or the GSO, I should say, the Gibson shaped object. And what I mean by that is I like guitar companies that have unique identities to them. So Reverend not really straight up copying a different shape, another shape from like Fender or Gibson is something I really appreciate. And they're all really different and unique, and they're super cool. And yeah, so it's a big reason why I haven't really bought anything from Sire or like GNL, because it's a P bass or a J bass, or now it's like a Stingray or whatever. Now these are wholly unique. The pickups are wholly unique. I think that's also a big thing. They're their own pickups, and they sell them separately, which I think is super awesome. But yeah, that's the Reverend Dub King. Get one, I guess. I'm recommending this bass. It's super cool, super unique. I forgot to mention strain through, so another bit of extra points. I didn't really talk too much about the construction and the fit and finish because there's nothing to complain about. It was all super nice. Frets are nice. Can't really find any flaws in it. The bridge is nice. Setup on this thing was super duper easy. Yeah, I wanted to mention, and this is such a stupid thing to mention, but behind this cover is a truss rod axis that is reasonable. It's a big old cutaway in which you can actually get a wrench in there and make turns, and you don't have to just barely squeeze it in there and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I've rambled too much, so I'm going to play a little bit more, but thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.